What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is not past the prop. It is our YouTube play of the day video. Sorry, I get into that zone there. We haven't had a play of the day video in a few days here, so wanted to make sure I get out two plays for you guys on this college basketball slate. Two big spots for me, two plays that I always run. At least one of them I did a lot last year. Heading back to Toledo again, as you guys can probably guess, but. Yeah, we're coming at you guys. Like I said, it's been a little bit, but had 3 free plays out yesterday for Past the Prop and a Pine article. I already wrote a Pine article today for the 3-game NBA slate. I will attach that link to the description of this video. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to be writing a lot more this month. I have a little bit extra time, at least more than usual. But yeah, so it's been a little bit. Obviously, yesterday was fantastic for us. 3-0 on free plays. I believe we went over 9 units profit for our VIP. Swept college basketball. So feeling pretty good. The Gonzaga one was a little sweaty. And so was the Troy one, but we still ended up cashing both of those plays. If you guys do want to join, I am running a little bit of a special here with it being in December. So if you guys do want to join in, just shoot me a DM over on Twitter. I will get you guys in there. And yeah, let's do a look over so far. College basketball on our play of the day videos have been very, very bad. I'm not going to lie there. We've had a few of them where I thought we easily had it in the bag, and this all of a sudden they kind of just shit down their leg. Toledo being one of them. They ended up losing the 76.5. They ended up with 73 in the George Mason game. And we're going to talk about them in a second, but just want to make sure I put those out there for you guys. I do it for Past the Prop. I want to put them out here for you guys to see. I'm not hiding anything. I tell you guys if I win, lose, draw, whatever it is. I just want to make sure that you guys know where we're coming from. So first play of today is going back to Toledo. I get it. I know some people won't like it. We just lost them on Saturday, but we're heading over to them over 78.5 team total. And that's minus 122. Oop, that's the last one. Let's make sure I get that correct. 78.5. Yeah, and I love Toledo tonight. I absolutely love them. I really don't care. I'm going back to the well. Let's just take a look at Northern Iowa so far this season. They have played absolutely nobody. And the only team that they have played with a top 100 offense is San Francisco. San Francisco ended up scoring 75 points on them. Now you're going up against Toledo, who is faster, right? San Francisco plays at the 24th fastest pace. Toledo's at the 9th fastest pace. We're going from the 100th best adjusted offense to the 28th best adjusted offense, right? And this is just a very much a mismatch all over the place in the paint. The paint is going to be where I'm going to be primarily focusing my numbers here, because Northern Iowa, if we look at their starting roster, right, we look at who's scoring for them, right? Bowen Bourne, fantastic, 22 points a game. He's a 5'11 guard, right? Their top 5 scorers are all guards, and 3 of them in double figures, obviously, but they have absolutely no size here. And that's a problem. That's a problem when you're facing off against JT Shoemate, right? He's fantastic. He's 19 points a game. Ray J. Dennis is fantastic. Cedric Milner is going to absolutely eat these dudes alive in the paint. He's been great. He's 6'7". He's as tall as the tallest guy for Northern Iowa. And then Shoemate, as a 6'7" guy, he has the ability to drive. He has the ability to shoot. He is fantastic. Shoots almost 85% from the line. Snipes from threes. I have a really hard time seeing Northern Iowa really keeping up with these guys. And what I did like to see was when they did face San Francisco, we saw the pace go up a little bit. They've played some pretty poor offenses, right? We're playing Northern Illinois, Bradley, Evansville. Yes, these are lower scoring games, and that's why I think they're giving us a lower-ish line here, because Toledo's going to run. They're not the greatest defense, but they can score with anybody, right? They have 4 big-time scorers, right? And Dennis, Milner, Maddox was fantastic in their last game. And even Raheem Moss off the bench. I know last year came in and was very, very good for them. So I think this is a very, very tough stylistic matchup for Northern Iowa. I think the pace, obviously, Toledo makes everybody run with them. George Mason was one of the slowest teams in the country, and they played them over 70 possessions there. Obviously, down the stretch, they just could not make a stop. And I really like Toledo first half -2.5 as well. I think that's a great look. I just don't know how they're going to score outside of Bourne. And Toledo has so many scorers, 4 guys who can really score the basketball. I think they're going to win the MAC pretty easily here, and I love Toledo tonight against this Northern Iowa side. All right, guys, one play down. Again, if you want to join, make sure shoot me a message over on Twitter. Make sure you like this video. We're going over to one more play, and it's a play that I don't know how people are going to take. I know a lot of people already know the numbers with Madison Square Garden and how it's an unders place. But I'm going to Iowa Duke first half over 68.5. And I get it. Duke has been playing extremely slow. We've seen the tempo fall down on their end quite a bit here. But I think Duke will be able to score on Iowa pretty handily, honestly. I really don't think that it's going to be much of an issue. Duke's top scorer, who would have thought that their top scorer would be a center? Right, we haven't really seen that, right? They've had Mark Williams, who is more of a defensive threat. Obviously, Ben Carroll last year, he's not a center. They really haven't had a top center, right? You're seeing the bigger guys like Zion, Ben Carroll, stuff like that. But Kyle Flipkowski is their center, 15 points per game. They haven't really had many close games either. They got blown out by Purdue. I thought that was a very interesting look there. Edey absolutely ate. But Flipkowski was in foul trouble in that game. He did foul out of that game. But I did like to see how Purdue was able to score on them. Ohio State scored 72 on them. And I think Iowa's another level offensively. They're always fast. They're always efficient. Duke does rank in the top 20 in adjusted offense. Iowa ranks number 3. Obviously, Duke's defense is top 30. Iowa's 76. But I think the Iowa pace is going to take it here. They are a little bit slower than usual, closer to the 100 range, 89th in adjusted tempo. But as Duke plays slow, I really think that they're going to be able to score on this Iowa defense at all times, right? There's really no buddy to stop Flipkowski in the paint. If you're able to hit your threes, that's going to be very, very important. But even in the Ohio State game, we saw 68 points in the first half. Purdue, we saw way over in the first half, and the second half slowed down. I think the second half will slow down. I think it will become more of that grimy, tough pace, tough baskets every single time down the floor. But Iowa is going to want to get out and run on these guys. Duke is long. They have long guards. They have obviously a pretty good center down low. It's going to be hard to score in the half court. And that's why I think that we're going to start seeing this Iowa team start running a little bit. I think McCaffrey's going to have to hit his threes. He's only shooting 32% this year, which is kind of scary. But Philippe over 10 points, Perkins over 10 points. We got Chris Murray over 20, McCaffrey 13. They're very deep. They're able to run. I think that this number is just a tad too low. I would take it up to 70.5, honestly. But I think that the game is going to probably lean under. I think that second half goes way under. I think that first half flies over here. It might be a good live bet spot if you start seeing a little bit of nerves here early on. A lot of times in these big-time games, big-time matchups, you start seeing the games trying to start slow, but then start to pick up. And then the second half, you start seeing it slow down a little bit again. So just want to make sure you guys see it. Over 68.5 first half, -120 over on FanDuel. FanDuel's been giving out great lines on these, just a half point or so better than a lot of these other places. DraftKings, you look at most of the other spots as well. FanDuel's got the better spots. I just think where Duke is good, right, in the paint, they're going to be better than Iowa there. And I think Iowa on the perimeter is better. I think Iowa just has a lot of shooters. They're going to have to make their shots. I get that. They're going to have to make them. But we got Murray over 40% on the start of the year. McCaffrey's going to find regression going his way. And even guys off the bench, you still got McCaffrey off the bench, the brother there, shooting 60%, obviously a very low sample size. But I think Perkins and Murray are going to have some pretty big games tonight for Iowa, at least to start out. So I love Iowa over 68.5 first half, -120. And then I'm heading over to Toledo, team total over 78.5 at -122. So have a good one tonight, guys. Best of luck on all your bets, and hopefully we can continue to crush like last night. So have a good one. Best of luck. Peace.